Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do a reading vlog. Oh my god, I haven't done a reading vlog in forever. Like I feel like it's been so long since I've done a reading vlog and I'm so excited to do this one with you guys. I am going to challenge myself to see how many pages I can read in a week. So I thought that this would be really exciting and I'm trying to push myself a little bit because I feel like I haven't been reading much while I've been sick and while I have been pretty much bedbound for the last 2 weeks. So I have one last week of recovery time and I thought that it would be good to like kind of push myself to do some reading and try and finish off some of the books on my November TBR. We have a couple weeks left of November and I feel like I haven't really made like a good dent in my TBR yet. So I thought this would be super fun. Today is Tuesday and I actually counted the pages that I read yesterday on Monday and I only read 100 pages on Monday. So I thought that I'd add this into this vlog. I didn't take any videos yesterday, but I thought that I'd just include it into the vlog for this week. So we're already at 100 pages and I feel like I really just need to like kick myself in the butt to just get moving, like just get going. I wanted to thank today's sponsor, the Oodie, for sponsoring today's video. I absolutely love this thing so much. I received it a couple of days ago and I pretty much have been reading in it ever since. I feel like I have been wanting an Oodie for the better half of a year and I had to get this one because it's got little Kobe's on it and I'm absolutely obsessed. It is so cozy and I can just like cuddle up on the couch and my arms are warm and everything is so warm and super cute. So I absolutely love this. I actually already have a dressing gown from Oodie, which I love so much and it was amazing in winter. You guys would have seen it in some of my other videos, but I'm so excited to have this one and to try it out this week with you guys and pretty much just read a whole week in my Oodie because I am still recovering and I'm pretty much just doing not much this week. So I've got a little discount code here for you guys if you wanted to grab an Oodie. I feel like this is so super cute and it is just like the perfect reading outfit. It's so cozy. If you wanted to get a good gift for someone who loves to read, this is perfect. Like honestly, I can't even, like, it is huge. Like it is so huge and cute and I'm just like, I'm living my best life. I'm living my ultimate life here and there are so many different colors and patterns that I feel like anyone would find one for them. I obviously had to pick the cat one and all my cat lovers will probably understand why. You guys just, you know, okay? So let's get into this reading vlog. Let's start pretty much just like pushing myself to read a little bit. I'm currently reading A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner. Now this is on my November TBR. I have needed to read this book for so long, but I feel like the size has always put me off. Like seriously, it has always put me off. So I am at page 178. I have read this much and I'm actually reading it on my Kindle. You guys know that I love reading things on my Kindle and I got this one. I'm pretty sure it's on Kindle Unlimited as well, which is awesome. You guys know that I love Kindle Unlimited books. And because it's on Kindle Unlimited, I think I can get the audiobook for a little bit cheaper. So I'm probably going to do that as well because I feel like I love doing listening to audiobooks when I'm like running around the house doing something. But I am at 178 and let's see how much I can read of this one today. Oh my god guys, it is such a sad rainy day. It is perfect for reading. It's time to put some music on. Do you see Kobe there in there? He's hiding from you guys. Time to put some music on, set the mood. I'm gonna light a candle and I am ready to be so snuggly. Okay, so there's no playlist in this book. So I'm gonna find a playlist on Spotify that hopefully matches the vibes. Hopefully. Okay. Larry's made one. Larry reads. So of course this is gonna be it, right? The best part about this Oodie is that if I get too hot, I can just use it as a blanket. So cute. I seriously think that I am slumping so damn hard. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm reading, and I feel like this vlog is the best thing for me right now because I do not have the motivation to read, and I feel like my slump is just hitting so hardcore because I've barely been reading since my surgery. So I'm just sitting here and I'm like reading, and I am enjoying it when I'm reading, but then my phone distracts me, and then an hour goes past and I've been sitting on TikTok for about an hour and I haven't read anything. So I really need to just like read and put my phone away. I seriously don't think I'm a hood person. Like, I don't think I can wear hoods to things because I look bald. Good morning, my loves. It is Wednesday. How is it Wednesday already? Like, how is it Wednesday already? I feel like all of the days are just like getting away from me. I'm wearing my Oodie dressing gown, and this is my favorite dressing gown of anything because it actually has like a cute little like sentimental meaning to me. My long distance best friend bought it for me when I went down to see her, and she has the same one, and it reminds me of her, and it reminds me of like sitting on the couch being like super cozy and reading with her. So this is like my favorite little like dressing gown cozy thing, and I love these ones, and this is Oodie as well, so you can also grab these ones with the discount code. But it's raining and it's sad and it's the perfect reading weather today, but I do have a couple of things that I want to do today. So I've got my little cozy Oodie on and I'm so happy. So I actually read a fair bit of Love Letter to Whiskey yesterday. After I left you guys on the couch, I ended up going into bed, and I think that I am such a night reader. Like, I don't think I'm a day reader. I'm definitely a night reader. I love the idea of reading a book when everyone is asleep, like just really getting stuck into it, putting my phone away. And I think once I put my phone away and I get really into a book, there's nothing that can stop me, honestly. So I sat in bed, I think it was about 3 or 4 hours. I ended up going to sleep quite late, and I got up to this much into Love Letter to Whiskey, and there are no ways to explain this book. Like, I don't know how I can explain it to you guys without spoiling it. So I'm not gonna really tell you guys too much about it, but honestly, it's emotional damage. Like, it's just so raw and real, and it's frustrating. Like, this book is frustrating. I feel like the miscommunication is so frustrating, and the right person, wrong time ends up frustrating you for a little bit, but this is a masterpiece. Like, this book is an absolute masterpiece, and Candy Steiner did such a good job. Like, I've not read anything like this before, and I guess it sort of gives you those Maggie Parks vibes. Like, if you loved Magnolia Parks and you love that universe, then I feel like this is very, very similar. It is not exactly the same. It's got very similar like vibes to it. So if you love that series, I think you will love this. There is a trope in here that a lot of people cannot get past. So I don't want to tell you the trope because I don't want to give it away, but I am prefacing that, and I'm sure that there are trigger warnings on this book somewhere. I'll have a little look before I start reading again to see if like that's something that is a secret or if it's going to spoil it, but I really don't want to spoil the book for you guys. So I ended up getting up to page 800. No. I ended up getting to page 383. So I did a little calculator. I ended up reading 205 pages yesterday, which is awesome. And I feel like this book is exactly what I needed to cure my reading slump. Like, I needed this and I couldn't put it down. Like, I seriously couldn't stop. I needed to know what was going to happen next. And the layout of this book is really interesting as well. So it's essentially the female main character is writing a love letter to the male main character, but it's in the form of a novel, right? So the first, I'd say 60% of the book is her story going from when they were teenagers to pretty much when they'd grown up, and when they were, I want to say in their late 20s, like early 30s. And that's the first 60% of the book. And then the last 40% of the book, and I think that that is because it's the 5th anniversary edition. I don't know. I don't know what the original book was. It could have potentially just been her letter and her novel. But the last 40% is his story and him writing essentially a smaller letter / novel back to her. And I think it is so interesting. So you're getting 2 POVs, but in 2 separate parts of the book. And I have never seen that. Honestly, I've never read a book like it. And I think it's honestly so interesting, and I think it's really well done. I thought when I was going to start his POV that I was going to be bored, because you know how some people, some authors, they write one book in one POV and then they release another book in the other person's POV. I cannot stand those because I feel like it's so repetitive, but I feel like so far reading his POV, I'm loving it and I'm really interested in it. So I'm going to keep going with this one today. I really want to finish this. Like I really want to finish it because I'm so invested. And I actually, it was really hard for me to put my book down last night, because I just wanted to know everything. I wanted to know his thoughts. I wanted to know the inner workings of his mind. And I just, seriously, I am loving this book. I feel like this is going to be a 5-star read for me, unless the last 40% gives me an ick or anything. But I was getting those 5-star feelings. I wanted to throw my Kindle across the room last night. I was crying. There is a video, you would have seen it, of me just like tearing up and being like, it was so emotional. And I don't know why it took me so long to start this book. I don't know. So I think I'm gonna do a little bit of editing this morning. So I'll let you guys know what I end up doing, but I'm gonna have some breakfast, I'm gonna have a coffee, and then I will see how I go. I have been in the biggest editing pit all day, and it is pouring rain outside. So I'm going to turn off my laptop and get my Kindle and do some reading now, because I feel like my brain is just ready for some reading. I think I'm going to have a shower, get comfy, cozy, and then sit on the couch and read. Good morning, my loves. I've literally just woken up and opened my blinds and put my dressing gown on because it is freezing here, which is so unusual this time of year. But I need to talk to you guys about this book. Like, honestly, I thought that I was going to finish it yesterday. Like, that was my plan, to finish it yesterday. And then I realized how like large it was. And I am currently in his POV, and I am having to relive the moments that broke me and made me so fucking angry in his point of view. It's really starting to get to me. Like, I don't want to live this again. So I'm like feeling all of the emotions again, and this book is just like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, the writing is so good, and tropes that I usually hate, I am loving. Like, and I'm eating this up, and I don't want it to be over. So I have this much of the book to go, like barely anything. Yesterday I read, where did I put my phone? One moment, please. I'm losing my marbles. Yesterday I read 201 pages. So we're staying on like a consistent, which is good. I'm happy with that. So I have barely anything of this book to go, and I could not put it down last night. So I have this much left, and I'm gonna go and do some reading this morning. I'm gonna make my morning coffee. I might go sit outside, and the weather is terrible, but it's nice and cold. So I'm gonna go and finish this. I don't want it to be over. Like, I'm so sad to leave these characters behind, and this has just been such a special book. Like, it's so angering, and it's so beautiful, and it's so sad all at the same time. I honestly could not recommend this enough to you guys. Like, it has been such a good read, and I don't know why I didn't start it earlier. I was so skeptical when people were saying how good it was. So I'm gonna go and finish this, and I will update you guys when I'm done, and then we will pick my next read. I'm thinking of choosing something a little bit like light and fluffy after this book, like maybe a small town romance, because that is always what my mood gravitates towards. And I feel like with this slump that I'm in, I feel like I need to just go back to books that are really quick and really easy and really bingeable. So I think that that might be what I'm gonna do, but I'll keep you guys updated when I pick my next book. But yeah, I'm gonna go finish this now. I'm seriously loving this rainy, cold weather. It's like the perfect weather to read. So I have literally 5% left of Love Letter to Whiskey, which I'm going to finish now. And then I've decided that I'm going to read Finding Haze by Laura Pavlov. Now, this is the last book in the Magnolia Falls series. So this is book 5. And I have read every single book as it's come out, and I have been so excited to read this one, and I don't know why I haven't read it. I feel like I've been putting it off because it's the last book in the series. So I'm going to give this one a crack, and I love anything that Laura Pavlov writes, so I feel like this is going to be such an easy read for me. So I'm really, really excited, and I feel like this is just going to get me like in my small town happy mood, and I can just like binge this. So that is what I'm going to read after Love Letter to Whiskey, and I might get this one on my Kindle as well, because Laura Pavlov's books are all on Kindle Unlimited, and this is the special edition cover, so I'm not going to ruin it. So I'm probably going to do that, and then I will keep updating you guys as I go. I'm feeling a bit average today, like I'm a little bit sore after my surgery, so I feel like today is the perfect time to just like sit and read all day. Like I feel like this is going to be me for the rest of the day. So I just finished A Love Letter to Whiskey, and this is the easiest 5-star I think I've ever given out. Like that book was magical. That book was art. The angsty emotions that came from it, infinity stars, infinity. Like that book. This book is something that I want to recommend to all of you, but I want you all to check the trigger warnings before you do it, because there are some tropes. My camera died, but I'm back. As I was saying, there's some tropes in the book that can be quite triggering to some people. So definitely check that out before you start the book. But honestly, I just feel like everyone needs to read it. Like I feel like everyone needs to read that book and understand. There are so many quotes that I highlighted, and I feel like in some parts of the book you learned like little bits about yourself and how you view love and everything like that. So that was honestly such a good book, and I really do recommend it. I ended up jumping onto Finding Haze by Laura Pavlov. I read some while my camera was charging. I read some. And I got to 14%. So all I know is this follows Haze and Savannah. So Haze and Savannah, what I'm getting so far is they were best friends when they were teenagers, and they grew up together and they were really good friends, but something happened. There was some sort of disconnect that happened, and then she ended up leaving Magnolia Falls, and pretty much they never spoke to each other ever again. So it's your classic like small town. I don't know if they were ever romantically involved. I'm not sure if it's a second chance or if it's more a friends to enemies to lovers. I'm not really sure. I do know that this has a marriage of convenience trope. So Savannah has come back to Magnolia Falls because I'm not really sure how to explain her relationship with Abe, but Abe was like a father figure, grandfather figure to her, and he passed away, so she's come back to Magnolia Falls for his funeral, and she ends up finding out in his will that she now is the owner of his massive farmhouse and land, but there's a stipulation in his will that she has to get married in 6 months to be able to access her inheritance from him. And she was really surprised that she got left anything from him, because from what I'm understanding is they weren't actually related. She just worked on the farmhouse and he was a big figure to her when she was growing up. So that is all I know so far. I'm really, really excited, and it's giving forced proximity as well. So I'm loving that, and I'm really excited to keep going on with this one. I just love how easy Laura Pavlov's books are to read. The chapters are so small, and I'm already 14% in, and I am loving it so far. I'm gonna keep reading this one. I have my little like heat pack on me here, so I'm gonna keep going, and I honestly don't really want to move for the rest of the day. So I'm gonna sit here and just read and see how far I can get into this book. And yeah, so that's my little update for you guys. Good night. Hello my loves, happy Friday. I went book shopping this morning, so I wasn't able to update you guys this morning, but I've done no reading today. So I mean, it's basically like it's morning and I'm updating you guys. So yesterday I finished off Love Letter to Whiskey. I'm gonna sit, here we go. So yesterday I finished off A Love Letter to Whiskey and I absolutely loved it. I talked to you guys about it. So that was 90 pages of that book, and then I continued on with Finding Haze by Laura Pavlov. So obviously the 5th book in the Magnolia Falls series, and I am absolutely loving this book so far. So like I said, it is marriage of convenience, fake dating, then marriage of convenience. We've got childhood friends to enemies to lovers. We've got a firefighter FMC, and then we've got an MMC who pretty much has all these stipulations in a will that she now has to follow in order to get her inheritance. And oh my God, we love it. And we love that in small town romances as well. I feel like we don't see it as much in small town romances anymore. We see it more in like billionaire romances. So I ended up reading 149 pages of this one. So in total, I read 239 pages yesterday, which is pretty good considering that I was having a really average day and I was feeling pretty crappy. But what I'm gonna do is I've put my Oodie on because it's freezing here today. So I'm going to have a shower and get comfy and cozy and do a little bit more reading. I am feeling a lot better today, so that's why I went book shopping. But now I'm feeling really, really tired. So I'm going to have a shower, wash my makeup off and all that, and then just get really like comfy and cozy with you guys, and we can do some more reading. Alrighty, I'll see you guys when I'm sitting and reading. Hello, my loves. I am ready to do a little bit of reading. I'm so excited. I am gonna just sit in my little chair and do a lot of reading, and then I'll keep you guys updated. I'm probably gonna sit here for like a couple of hours before I have to go to bed. And I wanna get like a good chunk of Finding Haze done. So I'll keep you guys updated. The my wife in this is exquisite. Like the my wife moments, exquisite. I am so comfortable right now. I could fall asleep. The thing I love about Interconnected Small Town series is that you continue to see how the other couples in the other books are living their life. Like in this series, I'm seeing all the couples from all the other books, and I'm seeing them like continuing on their love story. Like in some books, you read them and you read it and it's done. Like if it's a standalone and it's done and you never hear about the couple ever again, you never know what they're up to or anything. But like in these series, you continue to get updates on each couple, and like you see them like having kids or like finally getting married or like anything like that. And I am so obsessed with that, and I love that aspect of small town interconnected books because I just like I feel like I'm a part of their like friendship group, their family. And I love it. I love it so much. Alrighty, my loves, I'm about to go into bed, but I got so much reading done and I just honestly couldn't stop. Like, I am absolutely loving this book. So I was reading it on my Kindle and I've read about 40% ish, maybe 35-40% while I've been sitting here just like living my best life. So I'm up to page 257, so I really don't have much to go of this book, and it's actually quite small, which is good. I feel like this is exactly what I needed, and I am loving it. Like, I'm loving it. I do think that it was a bit insta-lovey for me, in the sense of like, I feel like we just went from 0 to 100 really quick, but that's kind of what I needed, and I kind of liked that. Like, I liked not having to play hard to get and like the will they won't they. I feel like I just really needed like a quick, easy like romance, and it was just like really to the point, and I am really happy. So I'm really interested to see what's going to happen in this last little section, because I feel like things are going way too well. Like, I feel like they're way too happy at the moment, which is scary, you know, when you have like this is still a decent chunk of book left for something bad to happen. At least like 2 chapters worth of like bad things to happen. So I am really loving it. I do think at the moment it's not a 5-star. I think it's probably like a 4-star-ish read for me, and I don't know if the like going from Love Letter to Whiskey to this one, maybe that's why I'm thinking it's a bit insta-lovey. It's not really insta-lovey. Like, there was a lot of like angsty tension between them, but I'm thinking that because I went from a very thick will they won't they book to this is probably like why I'm thinking that. I'm thinking that's why my mindset is like that, but I am really enjoying it and I'm having a really good time. I don't know what I'm going to read after this. If I finish this in bed now, then I will pick another book and I'll see how I go, and I probably won't read much of that one, but I am hoping that maybe I can get close to finishing this one in bed. But it is well bedtime. Like, I'm ready to get into bed and just have a nice little rest, and I don't think I have too much to do tomorrow, so I'm really excited to maybe do some reading tomorrow as well, but I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, good night. Good morning, my loves. Happy Saturday. I finished Finding Haze last night and I loved the ending. I loved the book. I only ended up rating it 4 stars though, and I talked to you guys about why I was going to rate it 4 stars last night, and that's pretty much the exact same reason. And I feel like as I was continuing on with the book, you know how I showed you I had that like little bit of the book left, and I had like 2 ideas of what could happen and like what the conflict like sort of thing would be. And one of the ideas sort of did get brought up, but it got resolved so like easily. And I feel like when you tee up a conflict in a book for so long and then it sort of just gets resolved within a page, it's just like, it kind of gives me the ick. Like, it irks me a little bit. So I only ended up rating this one 4 stars, and you know what, that's okay. And I did really like it, and I still really enjoyed the characters and the writing, and I love Laura Pavlov's books so much. So yeah, that was 4 stars. So I ended up reading 216 pages yesterday. So that's how much I read yesterday, and I want to try and beat that today. Like, I'm in the mood to beat it. So when I was picking my next book, I was kind of in the mood for like a sports romancy type thing, and I ended up picking Breakaway by Grace Riley. This is the 2nd book in the Beyond the Play series, and I really loved the first book in the series. The first one is First Down. So this one is a football, I believe it's football romance. If I remember correctly, it's football romance, and I really loved this book. I thought it was awesome, and I think that Grace Riley's writing was really easy to read, and it was super bingeable. So when I read this book, I think I actually finished it in 24 hours. It's not very long, but it's like the perfect palate cleanser. So I thought that I would continue on with the next book in the series. So the only thing I know is that this is hockey romance, and I mean, that's all I know. I decided to jump into this one. I actually got the audiobook for it on Everend, so I'm going to start listening to the audiobook and do some cleaning. I'm going to sort of like go around the house and just do a lot of housework. And then I'm going to sit down and hopefully get like a good chunk of this read. I am really excited to read this one. I feel like this is just what I need. Like I'm in the mood for like a hockey romance, and you can never go wrong with a good hockey romance, right? Like you can never go wrong with it. So I'm going to listen to that one, and I will keep you guys updated on how I go. And I'm thinking about maybe sitting down in here and doing a little bit of reading this afternoon, hopefully, because I'm feeling a bit average today. But I will keep you guys updated, of course. So I have done so much housework today, and I'm sorry, the neighbors are doing construction, so that's what you can hear in the background maybe. So I did a lot of cleaning today, and I listened to the audiobook of Breakaway, and I'm up to chapter 21, which is page 140. So I wrote this much, well, listened to this much this morning, and I've been doing like a lot of planning and stuff like that. So I've done a pretty good job, and I was gonna go and sit in my book room, but the workmen that are doing work on my next door neighbor's roof can like see straight in, and they're drilling and everything. And I'm like, I'll just leave that. I might sit on the couch and do a little bit of reading. But I still have a little bit of stuff to do. I'm doing a bit of planning for a future video, which you might see very soon anyways. And I will keep you guys updated. So far, this is a hockey romance. She is the coach's daughter, and he is the star hockey player. And essentially, he goes to volunteer where she volunteers to help kids learn how to ice skate or skate so that they can eventually learn how to play hockey. And they have this moment. She has a list. You know how I love these lists. I love these sexy lists, these naughty lists. Like I really love them. So she has this list that she wants to check off, and essentially she's going to use him to check off some of the things on her list. And he hasn't been with a, I'm trying to say this cleanly. He hasn't been with someone in a couple of months, and he is a playboy. So they both sort of need something from each other, and they both want to, you know, do it. So they have this one moment in like this, like, I don't know, equipment room at this hockey like training place, and it's honestly, it's hot. Like it's very hot, so I'll give them that. And then essentially they have this like sort of agreement now where he's gonna help her like check off some things on her list. So I am really enjoying this. Obviously it's quite forbidden. Like if the coach finds out that they're seeing each other, then things are not gonna go very well. But I am really loving it, and I'm loving like their like spicy moments, and they're starting to get banter, and they're starting to like build up a little bit of a relationship, which I love. So I'm really enjoying this so far. I'm 140 pages in, and I'm really hoping that I can smash out a little bit more this afternoon. I am going to night markets tonight, hopefully, fingers crossed. We're going to some Christmas night markets. So my plan is to do a little bit more reading, and then maybe when I get home tonight, I can do a little bit more. So I'm gonna keep going on with my little planning things that I'm doing at the moment, and I'm gonna keep listening because I'm having the best time. I feel like the audio is really good, and I'm loving the narrators. It's not one of my, like, it's not like a very standout audiobook, but sometimes you just need that when you're like doing a lot of other things as well. So I'm gonna keep doing that, and I will keep you guys updated, of course. Good morning, my loves. It is Sunday. It is the last day of this challenge. How is it the last day of this challenge already? I think that is crazy. Yesterday was a super weird reading day for me. I actually ended up reading nothing physically. Like I read it like a couple of pages before bed, like maybe a couple of chapters before bed, but I actually listened to this entire, like most of this entire book on audio. I kept myself busy pretty much the entire day. I was doing little bits and bobs, and I actually was really invested in the audio. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think if I read this book physically, I would have gotten sick of it. Does that make sense? Like there is a lot of spice in this book. Like there is a serious amount of spice in this book, and I feel like if I was to read it physically, I would have been like put off because it's just like spice scene after spice scene after spice scene. And there is a good plot element to it. Like I'm not saying that it's only spice. I'm just saying that it's a lot of Like there's a lot of spice and a fair bit of plot. Like this is a big book. Like I don't know how many pages it is, but like it's a fairly bigger book for a romance book. So I am enjoying it so far. It's definitely not a 5-star read for me. I'm up to page 285. So I read 285 pages yesterday. Well, listened to 285 pages yesterday. And I don't know how much reading I'm going to be doing today. Maybe I might just audiobook the rest of it and then see how we go. But I am really enjoying it for like the aspect of like a cute romance book. Like it's a cute hockey romance. They're really cute. Like he really, like he falls first and he falls harder. But I'm really interested in what's next. Like I have probably about 150 pages left and I'm like, what's gonna happen now? Like there's too many pages for everything to be happy-go-lucky. Like I don't know, and I'm really concerned. So I'll keep you guys updated. Of course, I have got so many things that I need to do today. So I think an audiobook would be the perfect thing for me today. So I would keep you guys updated, of course. But I'm going to go have my coffee. I need my morning coffee and I might do a little bit of reading while I have my coffee. My favorite microtrope is when the FMC wears the MMC's jumper, like football jersey, hockey jersey, like sweaters, like whenever she wears anything of his, that is the biggest turn on to me. Like I love those scenes where it's like you will not wear anyone else's jersey but mine, and like take everything off but my jersey. Like those scenes in books will forever be like a Roman Empire for me. Can we please just like respect this man? As soon as she comes out of the building, I'm going to surprise her with a trip to the bookshop. Maybe for other girls, you get her flowers or chocolate or trips to the spa. I know what my girl likes though, and that's books instead of flowers, gummy bears instead of chocolate, and semi-public O's instead of spa treatments. The man that he is, like taking her to the bookstores, reading her favorite books, like I am obsessed. And reading her book, she's writing a book as well, a romantasy, and he's reading it. Like the man that he is, like Cooper is the blueprint. Like seriously, he's the blueprint. We love him. Hello, my loves. I just finished Breakaway by Grace Riley and I did really enjoy it, and I think I'm gonna rate it 3.5 stars. I think that's what I'm gonna rate it. I might think a little bit about it and I'll get back to you guys, but I'm gonna jump into bed and I might start another book. I don't know what it is yet, but this is like the last little bit of our reading vlog. So I'm gonna pick a book and then I will update you guys tomorrow morning to let you guys know how much I ended up reading, and then we can like calculate how much I read overall. But I really enjoyed it. I feel like it could have been better. It could have been a lot shorter. I feel like there was so much unnecessary stuff in there and there were too many plots going on at the same time, and it sort of like overdid each other. But I will update you guys tomorrow, and I'm gonna try and pick another book now to read. Hello, my loves. Happy Monday. This is the end of our weekly reading vlog. I feel like this was a mood read with me / see how many pages I could read in a week / get me out of my slump, because I feel like this was a really weird reading vlog for the fact that I was in a reading slump. I was like doing a lot this week and I actually feel like I read a lot considering. So to wrap up what I read yesterday. So I finished Breakaway by Grace Riley. Now I feel like you guys would have seen me finish that because I was filming and I did enjoy it. I didn't love it, so it wasn't like a strong read for me. It was 3.5 stars, but I did enjoy it, and I do recommend it if you guys like a spicy book, like if you want a lot of spice in a book. But I read that one, so I ended up reading to the end of it. And then I read 133 pages of My Favorite Holiday by Lauren Blakely. Now, I wanted to read this as it was a Christmas book, and I was feeling like in my Christmas vibe. It's not on my TBR, it's not anything. I just saw it on Instagram, and I love Lauren Blakely's books, so I was like, I'm gonna read this. Like, I am in the mood. It is a fake dating, single dad, boss employee. That's all I know about it so far. It's actually really, really fun, and I'm gonna do a reading vlog of reading all Christmas books, so I'm not gonna say too much about it so far. So I read a total of 280 pages yesterday, which I thought was really, really, really good, and I'm happy with that. Now, because I am me, I haven't written down any pages or the total pages that I read during the week, so I'm gonna pop how many pages I read all together on the week up here. So I actually finished I've read 3.5 books, which I think is really, really good, and I'm really happy with that. And I feel like we had a really good reading week. Like, I feel like it was a fun week together, and I was really just like mood reading to the most. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for hanging out with me for a week. I loved spending time with you. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications as well, so you guys can see when I post videos. I have a lot of fun Christmas videos coming up as well. So I'll see you guys soon. I love you so much. Bye.